All right, all right, all right. I think I am live on Facebook as well. Yep. Okay, I am. I can't pay attention to that though. I'm also on the phone, so good morning. Please, please mute. Do y'all know how to mute? Let me see. Good morning. All right. All right, I've unmuted everyone. I've muted everyone so that we can get started with day one. So, day one, first of all, for those of you who are on the line who don't know who I am Coach Stephanie Ray. I'm the founder of Baba Belly. And I want to just tell you a little bit about how Heal Baby came about. I was actually on Facebook, and I think it was just during like my my lowest times. I started posting on Facebook wisdom to myself and wisdom to my daughters, and I started using the hashtag Heal Baby, and from that it became like the thing that I'm known for, and people hear my voice saying "Heal Baby" to them when they're going through stuff, and so this 7-day healing intensive really for me is about sharing with everyone exactly the things that I've done to create this complete 180 shift that has happened in my life over the last 2 years. And so the first thing that I had to decide 2 years ago was that my past no longer mattered, that I was giving it way too much credit and way too much uh, energy in my life, that it really did not matter for what I wanted to be, for who I wanted to become, and that it was time to let it go. So today, we are going to heal our past and let it go. We're going to be using an essential oil blend called Clear. Clear contains some very powerful essential oils that are great for releasing emotional issues, especially emotional issues that cause different illnesses within our bodies. Okay, it's also great for fighting depression, assisting with manifestations, keeping you calm. It is great for connecting your human self with your spiritual self, um, and reminding you that you are on both a spiritual and a physical plane while you're here on this planet in this lifetime. And so it also just helps with meditation and relaxation as well. So the first thing you can do is you can apply Clear to your wrist, just 1 or 2 drops to your wrist, and rub it in, and do it with the intention of today's affirmation. Today's affirmation is, I now release the past and am free to create a beautiful, joyful, and abundant life for myself. I'll be saying that again if you didn't catch it this time. You can also apply Clear all over your body. If you do that, you do need to use it with a carrier oil. A carrier oil is something like mixing it with coconut oil or olive oil, shea butter, cocoa butter. Okay, and you can also put a few drops of it in your diffuser, which I also have going here as well. So, okay. First, let me just tell you this. When you came here on this planet, you did not have and identity. You did not come here knowing that you were black or white or Christian or Muslim or a girl or a boy or smart, dumb, attractive, unattractive. None of those things. You were conditioned to believe what you believe about yourself. Every single thing you know about you is something that was taught to you, either from a person or from people, from society, or from experiences in life. You didn't come here knowing if you were rich or poor or any of those things. And what happens is we take on identities that are given to us, not from us. Some of the ways that we identify ourselves, besides just like our skin color, our ethnicity, or our religion, your identity can be things like you're a mother, you're a wife, a sister, a business owner, those things as well. And with all of those things, we've been taught what being that thing means, right? You can also identify yourself as an emotion. I'm happy, I'm sick, I'm alone, I'm lonely, I'm stressed out, I'm tired. And a lot of times, those emotions, they actually become our identity. You're always tired. You're always stressed out. You are always sick. So we allow the things that we've experienced in our lives to turn into our identity and become who we are. For instance, someone who may have gone through a divorce, right? They're now carrying an identity, a way of identifying themselves as being divorced because of their experiences in life. It can mean that they failed. It can mean that they weren't a good wife or a good husband. It can mean that they were stupid and they chose the wrong person to marry. All of those things. And then what happens from however they identify themselves because of what they've gone through, now they're making choices and judgments from that place. Okay? Sometimes, we all have seen girls who get rejected by one guy, all of a sudden now they're promiscuous all throughout college in their 20s, right? Or we see men who've been rejected by women. Now they spend every dollar they have to like have the nicest car and the best shoes, the most expensive shoes, because they're searching for validation from someone. So these are all the things that, all the ways that how you identify yourself and the things that have happened to you in your life affect who you are and who you have become. And it can also, let me tell you, the most important piece here for me is what I learned about um, your past and how life, the devil, negative energy, whatever you want to call it, has a way of attacking the part of you that is tied to your purpose. If you don't get anything else from today, I want you to get that. I want you to understand that there is not a successful person in this world who wasn't attacked exactly where their gift lied, okay? We can talk about Michael Jordan, who was was who was cut from the basketball team in high school. In that moment, he could have decided basketball wasn't for me, right? Because that's what the enemy's plan was for his life, to stop him from becoming the best basketball player ever. Or we can talk about Les Brown, who grew up believing that he would be a poor speaker. He had teachers who told him that he was dumb. He had teachers that told him he couldn't write, that he had a speech impediment, that he couldn't speak, and all he wanted to do was speak. Now he is a best-selling author many, many times over, and one of the most renowned uh, motivational speakers in the world. Or Oprah Winfrey, who was told she wasn't good enough for TV. Bill Gates, who parents told him, if you go forward with this Microsoft stuff, we are going to disown you. Our kid is supposed to go to college and graduate from the Ivy Leagues, right? The founders of Netflix dealt with this when they tried to strike a deal with Blockbuster. Beyonce dealt with it. Her first performance for the public, she was booed and didn't make the cut. Lauryn Hill was booed at Apollo, Showtime for the Apollo. But my favorite one is Maya Angelou, who is, one of the greatest poets of our lifetime, where literally her gift is in her voice. And for the first 12 years of her life, she was a mute and would not talk. I want you to think about the negative things that have happened to you in your life, and how those things may be trying to convince you that you aren't exactly who God created you to be. Did the teacher tell you you weren't good enough in math? So now, even though you love numbers, you've decided that you're not going to be a CPA, or do anything with accounting and numbers, even though that feels really good to you. I want you to think about those things. And I also want you to think about what's not innately you, because it can happen in a more positive way too, where people are just trying to help you, right? The person who's 6'4", of course, he's going to hear his whole life that he's good at basketball, play basketball, play basketball. I actually have a friend who went into the NBA. This is real life. Hated it. But because he was so tall and his dad loved basketball, he was always conditioned that he was a basketball player. Who have you been conditioned that you are that doesn't feel right or good to you? And sometimes the things that we experience in our life don't even happen to us for us. They happen as a means for our purpose. Some of us have been holding on to things that we have now identified ourselves with. Like for me and my family, I grew up feeling like I was the black sheep of the family, that I wasn't loved and cared about. And really, it was my own perception, my own misunderstanding of what it meant to be loved, or what love looked like. One day I decided that I wasn't carrying that around with me anymore. That story of that I'm not loved, my family doesn't love me. I just decided that's not going to be my story anymore. I decided that they did love me to the best of their capacity. They didn't always know that I was hurting. They didn't always know that I wished that they had called or showed up for my game or came to my performance or whatever it was. They didn't know, but they loved me at their max capacity. I decided to believe that instead of what I had been believing. And when I shifted my perception and I started telling myself, you are loved, You are surrounded by love. Your family adores you and cherishes you. I started telling myself those things, even though I didn't see the proof of it. After a while, and it wasn't even a long while, I started seeing the proof of it. So, what have you identified incorrectly in your life that's caused you to feel feelings of unworthiness and being unloved or judged, not cared about, all of these negative things that really the enemy wants you to believe? Because he has a mission. His mission is to kill, steal, and destroy you. So, I want to share with you guys again, the affirmation for today is: I now release the past and I am free to create a beautiful, joyful, and abundant life for myself. So, I'm going to share with you guys something. I've shared it on Facebook probably 2 years ago, or three. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. But this is just a ceramic container, and it is for me to do a burning bowl ceremony. So, when I was growing up, I grew up in a non denominational Christian church, and they studied the Bible metaphysically. One of our New Year's Eve services was called the Burning Bowl Ceremony. And so on New Year's Eve every year, all of us really look forward to writing down all of the things from the year before that it was time for us to let go of, and giving ourselves a clean slate for the new year. Giving our hearts a clear, clearing out our heart, clearing out negative thoughts, clearing out, bad things. Maybe we got fired from work, or anything like that we just needed to let go of for the year. And so we all came to church with a list of written out, and then we all lined up and went outside and we burnt them. And it was so moving every year. As an adult, I do this now whenever I feel the need to. Whenever I feel like, okay, maybe I was seeing a guy and it was a disaster, but I still had emotional attachment to him. Let me write his name down. Let me write this feeling down. And I'm going to burn it, and I'm going to release it with love and let it go, and be grateful for the experience, and know that I am okay letting it go, because it's time for something new in my life, and I'm making room for the new. So I want all of you to get a fireproof bowl. A ceramic bowl is perfect. And I won't make any other recommendations besides a ceramic bowl, because whatever you do, don't you come back to me. But I want you to set some things on fire, okay? I want you to write down everything that you need to release from your past, all the things that have happened to you. And as you throw those pieces of paper into your fire, I want you to say our affirmation of the day. I now release the past, and I am free to create a beautiful, joyful, and abundant life for myself. Sometimes, if you are releasing people or specific things, you can even say, I am grateful for the experience, and now I release it, and am free to create a beautiful, joyful, and abundant life for myself. Your journal assignment tonight is going to be about creating your new identity. What I want you to do, let me tell you, last time I was in Vegas, I had passed a hotel that was shutting down. Actually, it had already been shut down. And what was happening was they came in and they looked around the hotel. They were moving things out of the hotel. And my tour guide, who was telling us all about what had been going on with the place, told us that the whole building was getting demolished. So I want you to think of yourself as this old hotel that has some history. I want you to write down the things that you want to salvage from your past. What means something to you? What feels good? What do you resonate about how you've identified yourself? Maybe you know you're smart. Maybe you're really proud of your faith. Maybe you want to keep the same football team. Like whatever it is that you want to salvage from your past, your history. Make a list of all those wonderful things. And then you're going to burn everything else. And in your journal assignment, you're going to paint a new vision for what's being built, just like they did at that hotel site. They had a new 3D thing, model of how that parcel of land was going to look, what this new hotel was going to look like and be like. And they had bits that they had salvaged to keep the history of that space into the new space. And so, what is the new vision for who you are becoming? Your new identity. And so, that's your journal assignment. Tomorrow, we're going to work on your heart. Let me tell you, it's so important to clear out your past today, to do the work. And listening to me today, this morning, is just the beginning of you doing the work, okay? You got to do the burning bowl. You got to do your journal. You got to say your affirmation all throughout the day, okay? But it was so important for you to clear out your past, because as the week progresses, we're going to be talking about healing your heart, your mind, healing you from shame, healing your confidence, healing your femininity, and healing your finances. I know that's the one everybody's looking forward to. But if you don't heal your past, those blocks, they won't let anything good in. Okay? So we have to release it all so that we can be open to receiving an abundance of all good things God and the universe have in store for you. Okay? So thank you all for joining me this morning on day one. And heal, baby. I love you.